Alright guys, it's Virginia Outdoors Unlimited out here this morning. I'm out here on another duck hunt, of course. Today I almost didn't go. I was so tired. I woke up and I'm having hard drive problems and SD card problems, but you know, I figured I'd drag my butt out of bed because I knew where the birds were. And I'm not sure if you can hear in the background, but they're here. They're about 100 yards away, loafing, or roosting in their roosting spot right now. And I'm set up between them and between the spot they want to be and where they're roosting. So I'm basically trying to run traffic today. The reason I'm not set up on the X per se is just because I can't really set up back in there. It's so thick and it's so muddy that I would have no way to hold my gun or shells or anything like that. And just to set decoys and everything would just be such a pain. So I'm just going to basically try to pick off a couple birds as they come through. There's enough birds here that if only 7 or 8 birds trickle down into my hole, I should be able to make a morning of it. But the conditions right now, for once we have a little bit of a ducky day. We have kind of partly cloudy conditions, but we have a pretty strong south wind. It's supposed to be about 12-13 miles per hour at shooting time, and by 10 o'clock it's supposed to be almost 17 miles an hour. So the wind's going to be pushing pretty decent today from the south. So I'm set up with that in mind. But the flight here is going to be really quick, so I need to make my shooting count. If you saw my video from yesterday, you'll know that my shooting was really poor yesterday with my father's gun. I have my father's gun out again today, but I did change the chokes out. I went to an improved cylinder over the modified, so I'm hoping to get the birds in really close and be able to use that more spread out pattern to really wallop them. But that's basically the gist of it. I already got my decoys set up, and I'm just kind of waiting on shooting light right now. We got about half an hour, and I'm hoping this wind's going to pick up a little bit more before we get to shooting time. So yeah, stay tuned, and hopefully we can get on some birds. Alrighty, everybody, 6:51 shooting time. Alright guys, so it only took me about 8 or so minutes and I shot 5 birds. I'm still waiting on one more mallard, but I'm gonna go pick them up now so I don't lose any. There was birds everywhere and they came in right to me. It was beautiful, and now they're gone. I see a few birds off in the distance, but for the most part these birds are gone. So I'm just gonna pick up the decoys, or I'm gonna see if I can decoy one more maybe. I don't know, I don't wanna spook these birds too bad. If one comes right into the decoys, I'll shoot him if it's a drake. I just passed on a hen because I don't wanna shoot hens when I have a day like this. But yeah, stay tuned. Alrighty guys, so I found 4 of the birds so far. Two of the drakes and two woody drakes, 2 mallard drakes. I have one more to find, and I looked all over and I know I knocked him stone dead. I shot him in the rear kind of, but he was only at about 25 yards and I put the bead right on him and he folded up like a rock. I can't imagine how he got away from me. But I'm gonna go out here and walk through this marsh and hopefully either finish him up or find him. I have a line I watched back on the GoPro, but it just kind of blows my mind that I can't find that bird. So I have 4 birds in the bag right now. I have one more that I need to find, so I could have easily shot my 6th. I just did not want to. First off, I didn't want to shoot too much. There was a ton of birds flying, so I was trying to pick my shots on singles because the flock was kind of circling around the whole pool. So when the flock was on the other side of the pool and there was a single in my decoys, that's when I was trying to shoot. So I knocked 2 dead right in the decoys, 2 mallards and then 2 woodies, and then one of them sat in the decoys. I couldn't get a water swat on him. He got up and I shot him, and that's the one I lost. So that's annoying, but hopefully I can go find him. So I'm gonna grab my shotgun and head out into this marsh and hopefully find this duck. Alright guys, so I found my bird. I guess I did not hit him as hard as I thought I did because I saw him when I came back. So I went to go look on the other side of the lake or the pond, and I came back and I saw something just like a head going across the water. And so I was about 80 yards away, so I busted my butt to get to about 60 yards and he got behind some thick stuff. And I saw him come back in here, so I was out there kind of about 60 yards out there, and I saw him come into this thick stuff, and I was like, oh no, I'm gonna lose him again. Oh, there go 2 teal. I wish I had my gun ready. My day would have been over. Where'd they go? Whatever. Yeah, that was 2 teal right there, but he's still flapping. But he then, I saw his head going behind some stuff. I couldn't get a clear shot, but his head was up before his head had been down. So I guess I didn't hit him that hard, and he got up, and I missed my first one and drilled him on the second. So this is the bird that we hit earlier. So, you know, that's good. And yeah, finally, man, this bird took forever to find. I was so pissed. I thought I had lost this bird, but I saw his head come across the water and go back into this stuff. So this has to be the bird, I guess. I'm gonna go pick him up and I'll show you guys. All right, there is my 3rd mallard of the day. I am 1 away from a limit now. I could have had a limit. I had that hen after I crushed that drake and the decoys. I had that hen and I was like, should I? And I just decided not to at the last second. You know, I thought I could easily get 4 drakes by the way they were flying. I probably could have, but I went looking for that duck and missed like 10 opportunities. Where if I'd been sitting at the decoys, I would have killed something. But it's a nice mallard drake right there. So 3 drakes on the day, 3 mallard drakes, 2 woody drakes. Hopefully we can finish up with 1 more mallard drake. So yeah, stay tuned. Alrighty guys, so I just landed a pair of mallards about 50 yards away from me. They circled me a bunch and they looked like they were gonna come in, and then at the last second they just kind of committed into that hole. They were about 40 yards when they landed. I could have busted the drake. I had a decent shot on him, but I didn't feel comfortable having almost lost that duck earlier. But I'm gonna go over there and put the stalk on them. It's pretty late. There's no other ducks in this area, so there's just these 2 ducks there, and hopefully I can just get the drake and my day will be over, and then I'll be able to leave this lake. And even if that doesn't go, even if I don't get those birds, I'm gonna leave anyway. I've put enough pressure on this pond today, and there's no reason to mess with this pool anymore. But the wind's picking up now, so I should have a pretty decent stalk angle. They're kind of behind a bunch of brush, so I'm hoping I can just ease through and get right up to the brush line and then just pop over the brush and shoot. But we'll see how this goes, so stay tuned. Alrighty guys, so of course I find the crippled to give me 5 ducks in total, 3 mallards, 2 woodies, and then as I told you guys earlier, I landed 2 a drake and a hen just outside my decoys. They were about probably 40 yards. My decoys are set up at like 15. I could have shot him as he landed, but it was just a tad far, and I was afraid that I was going to lose another one. And so I snuck up on them. I got within like 10 yards of them, and they jumped up, and I couldn't get my gun shouldered, so they got out to about 30 yards, and I hit the drake right through the back. He was going up and out, and he had his back to me, and I shot him right through the back, and his wings folded up, and he just kind of like bloom and hit the water real hard, just like that other one did earlier. And his wings folded up real hard, but I didn't see his wings break, just like that other one earlier. I didn't see his wings break, he just folded up. And normally when they fold up like that, that means that they're dead. If you see a wing break and they kind of flap a little bit, then they're probably still alive. But both those ducks, I shot them right through the back, right through the breastbone, and, you know, this one got away from me too. I don't know how. I walked over, like, gun on my shoulder, like, all happy, thinking, oh, yep, got my 6th, I'm done, I can go home. And I'm in this stuff now looking for him, stuff like this, because I shot him. Where I shot him was just right there on that, where he landed was right there on that water. I went back and looked on this GoPro, and he just hit the water as hard as could be, but I did see a little bit of a flap right before he hit the water. So I don't know, man, you tell me how that bird gets away from me. I think 9 times out of 10, again, that bird doesn't get away from me. But, you know, I'm going to keep on looking, and hopefully I can find this bird, and we can, Alrighty guys, so I shot a bird in the back, and I snuck up, well, I landed 2 in the decoys, and I snuck up on him. I couldn't find him. I was like, what the heck is going on? And so I snuck through a bunch of stuff and you know, looked all around, and of course he's sitting out on the main pool, still very alive. You'll see from the shot, I shot him right through the back at like 25 yards, and he went down like a sack of flour. And luckily I was able to get him. So, you know, the birds are here right now. I really want to get out of here because I want to let these birds come back. I've pushed off the birds like 4 times now because I've just been looking for this last bird, and birds keep on trying to come back in, and they don't want to because I'm always walking around in the water looking for a bird. So I'm packing up my stuff right now, and we're gonna leave, and I'm gonna go home and edit. And yeah, so I'm packing up my stuff right now. I hope you guys enjoyed so far. I'm gonna wrap it up in a little bit, but I'm trying to hustle out of here now because there's birds flying and I really want to let them come in and land. Alrighty guys, it's about 11 o'clock now, and I just got my 6th bird and picked up all my stuff. I'm happy I got him right now because the movement has died. There was a duck flying probably every 10 minutes. I had a duck come into the pool and work me, and most of them were kind of just not coming right in once it got light. They came right in the morning, as you guys saw. That was probably the most insane action I've ever had. There was just mallards everywhere, and of course they all came at once, which was kind of a bummer, but I did try to pick them out when the big group was working away from me. That's when I tried to shoot a single or a double. So, you know, it was definitely a fun hunt. The only problem was losing those birds in the brush. Luckily I found both of them, but it would have been really disheartening if I had lost both those birds, because, you know, I hate losing birds in the thick stuff. And I came in here earlier this year. I didn't make a video out of it because it was just a before school hunt, and I shot 4 birds and I lost 2 of them in the brush. So I came in this time saying I'm not going to shoot birds that are going to land in the brush and get away from me. I'm only going to take shots that I know are going to be direct kill shots. And I did a decent job of that. I think every shot I took very easily could have been a kill shot, but the last 2, I need to be careful about shooting birds that are going away from me, basically. The 4 shots that I took that resulted in direct kills were birds that were coming at me versus going away from me. But here's the birds. 6 birds right there, 4 mallard drakes and 2 wood duck drakes. So that's the first time I have ever shot an all drake limit. I've never done that before, but it was a really fun hunt. I don't think it gets much more relaxing and fun than this, except for the fact that I had to walk around a lake for a pond for 2 hours, or a pool, looking for birds. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, make sure to leave a comment down below, and if you guys want to subscribe to the channel, that would be great. I'm going to be making a lot more duck hunting content coming up soon, and hope you guys enjoy the video, and thanks for watching.